Good, happy Tuesday morning, March 23rd, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. First up, let's take a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Let's take a look at those COVID-19 numbers right now here in New Hampshire. And here is a look at those COVID-19 numbers for all of you in New Hampshire. There are 80,750 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,217 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. There are 72 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And that is a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Granite Staters struggle to schedule vaccinations. Sununu says system performed as expected. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
If you're looking for a more beautiful, creatively organized home, look to Creative Closet Solutions, a quarter-century.
When 200,000 people are trying to get in the same door, it slowed down a little bit.
That was certainly the case for Matt Camilleri.
Answer all the pre-qualification questions. You get to the end, and it says, system error, system is down. So you go back to the beginning.
He went through multiple browsers before finally finding one that allowed him to select an appointment time, all in all spending about an hour and a half on and off.
If we were giving them an employee review based on how they've handled this vaccine rollout, they wouldn't be getting much of a raise next year, would they?
He was finally able to get an appointment next week. News 9 received multiple similar reports from people, many saying they took hours to get an appointment.
Everybody's having technical issues today. I must did it, I'd say 30 or 40 times, refresh that email.
But a success for others.
I got the email, I registered, and then I picked my time, and I couldn't believe it was for today. I mean, that was the easiest part.
The system didn't fail. It performed as we expected.
The governor says a small percentage of people had problems, but he considers the day a success. He says a beneficial feature to Vinny is being able to also book for Walgreens appointments, though if you are bringing along an eligible spouse, you may be directed to a state-fixed site.
They are using our registration system, but because they have such a fixed amount that goes to Walgreens, they don't have as much flexibility as the state does.
And the governor also adding that in the coming phases of that vaccine rollout, they very well could see slow mornings like this one again as thousands of people try to register for that vaccine at once. Reporting live, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Despite website frustration, many in Phase 2B able to schedule vaccinations. Let's take a listen to that video.
Jim Campagna of Thornton describes himself as not too computer savvy, but he says he got right into the Vinny website just before 8 o'clock.
I got the email, I registered, and then I picked my time, and I couldn't believe it was for today. I mean, that was the easiest part.
His appointment was for 1:20 this afternoon in Plymouth, a single dose of Johnson & Johnson. Campagna says it was pretty easy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm an essential worker down in Concord, so, I've been a little worried about this stuff, but, I mean, the single shot, I'll take whatever I can get, so that's all I care about right now.
But many experiences were a little more complicated with site issues and delays, and it could happen to anyone. Even Joyce Craig, mayor of the state's largest city.
It was frustrating, and I guess the message is that, we just all need to be patient and power through it, right? Because at the end of the day, we will get scheduled, and that's what happened to me. We kept at it.
Mayor Craig's appointment is in the next 2 weeks. Governor Chris Sununu says as more vaccine is available, those timelines could be moved up.
This coming Thursday, we hope that we'll find out that we have a little more Johnson & Johnson, maybe even a little more Pfizer and Moderna, and then what we'll do is we'll add more appointments into the system based on that, and then folks can keep moving themselves up.
So the message today was don't give up. Just keep trying to register, and there's a chance that you could get your shot sooner than expected. Reporting live, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video in that report. Don't give up. That is the important message there.
For the easy and the complex, the small stuff and the...
No new deaths reported as number of current COVID-19 cases drop. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
If you're looking for a more beautiful, creatively organized home, look to Creative Closet Solutions. A quarter century of experience designing and building truly unique
Tonight, DHHS is reporting 207 new cases of COVID-19 and no new deaths. Currently, 2,300 cases remain active and 72 people are hospitalized. Since the start of the pandemic, COVID has claimed more than 1,200 lives in New Hampshire. More than 77,000 people have recovered.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And here is a look at your COVID-19 impact in Massachusetts for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Take a look. Senate confirms Marty Walsh's nomination to serve as Labor Secretary. Let's take a listen to that video from WCVB Boston.
Does your carpet look tired? Well, right now at National Floors Direct, get a whole room of name brand carpet, next day installation, padding, everything, all for just $333 and no interest for 1 year. Call 888-400-FLOOR. We'll bring the store to your door.
At 9 o'clock tonight, former Mayor Walsh's resignation became official, not saying goodbye, though, instead promising to keep working for Boston from Washington.
A few minutes ago, the United States Senate voted to confirm my nomination as United States Secretary of Labor.
In his final hours as mayor, Marty Walsh thanked the city of Boston for giving him a chance.
It's a city that welcomed my immigrant parents. It's the city that helped me survive childhood cancer. It's the city that gave me a second chance when I needed it.
With roots in union and labor, he will now become the first union member to head the U.S. Department of Labor in nearly half a century, promising to fight for workers as millions remain unemployed during the pandemic.
I want to thank each and every city employee.
With tears in his eyes, Walsh reflected on his 7 years as mayor.
I love all of you.
Touting 140,000 new jobs and making Boston #1 in the country for building affordable housing, saying he feels good about Boston's future. His resignation creating history. City Council President Kim Janey becoming the first woman of color to lead Boston.
Think about this for a minute. A little girl from Roxbury is about to be mayor of Boston. And her response was, think about this for a minute. A little boy from Dorchester is about to become United States Labor Secretary.
For the first time, it will be someone who is African American and someone who is a woman. Is truly exciting, It's a wonderful day in the city of Boston, and I'm truly honored.
Right now, 5 people are running for mayor. It's unclear if Janey will run for the office, but Walsh, so far, not endorsing anybody. He heads to D.C. in the morning and will be sworn in the evening. Live in Boston, Sean Scheiba, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And Kim Janey, City Councilor, is thrilled to be the first black and first female mayor in Boston. Let's take a listen to that video from WCVB Boston.
Vinyl flooring is luxurious and soft underfoot. Right now at National Floors Direct, get an entire room of luxury vinyl flooring installed the next day for just $788 and no interest for 1 year. Call 888-400-FLOOR. We'll bring the store to your door.
He did just tweet congratulations to Kim Janey. He called her his friend, and he said she is making history. History unfolding as Boston prepares to usher in its first woman of color, City Council President Kim Janey, as mayor.
I think it's absolutely fabulous as we have African American women getting into the arena around this. I'm really excited.
It's about time to get women and women of color into these high positions.
When Mayor Walsh resigns to become Labor Secretary, Janey will take on the role as interim mayor. She told WCVB's City Line she's truly honored.
We certainly still have work to do, but it is a really exciting time for our city. So I couldn't be more thrilled to be stepping into this role.
Mayor Walsh has served since 2014. Janey was elected to the city council in 2017 and was the first woman to represent her district.
It's going to be wonderful to see how she will transition from a city council, district city councilor into the mayor. But we remember Menino did it, so, it can be done. It is possible.
Advocates who've worked with Janey say having a black woman in the corner office is long overdue for Boston.
It's very historic, but there are so many other black women mayors in other parts of the country. It just seems like it took something like this for it to come to a reality in Boston, so that, what does that say about Boston?
And so far, 5 candidates have announced they are running for mayor, including women and people of color. Janey has not yet said if she's running for mayor this fall. Again, we continue to watch for Mayor Walsh, his confirmation, and his remarks here at Faneuil Hall. We're live here in Boston. Charmin Sacchetti, WCVB News Center.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And here is a look at your main COVID-19 data. Total cases are 48,642. Total deaths are 729. Maine lawmakers consider bill that would ban sale of plastic water bottles. Let's take a listen to that video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
This is my water. I get it from my tap.
State Representative Lori Gramlich is the sponsor of the plastic bottle ban. She represents Old Orchard Beach right on the Atlantic.
We know that there's a lot of plastic waste in our ocean, and this is a step in the direction to begin to hopefully decrease some of that.
Gramlich sees this as an issue to improve the environment and public health.
I do feel it's very important that we assure that all Mainers have access to clean water and that we can get it directly from our taps.
In the bill's first public hearing today before the Environmental and Natural Resources Committee over Zoom, the food and beverage industry, grocery stores, and truckers, along with bottled water producers like Maine's Poland Spring, testified in opposition, citing the negative financial impact on their businesses and employees.
It's the single most redeemed item in the state.
Don Cook owns Rolando's Redemption Center in South Portland. His whole business, cash for bottles and cans. He says the small water bottles that would be banned comprise a third of his volume.
Nobody can take a 30% hit in industry and survive. I have employed disabled, challenged people, recovering addicts, people just out of prison. They're good people, they work, and they will lose jobs. The entire industry will close if this bill is passed right away.
The proposed ban would leave soda and juice bottles alone. The International Bottled Water Association noted its products are a healthy consumer choice. No sugar, caffeine, or calories. Poland Spring noted that it's committed to 100% recycled bottles for its still water starting next year. Meanwhile, in Augusta, other bills would ban the use of plastic straws. And on the other side of the debate, bills would reverse a yet-to-take-effect ban on single-use plastic bags. Live in Old Orchard Beach, Phil Hirschkorn, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Gunman kills at least 10 people in Colorado supermarket. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Where a gunman killed 10 people, including another mass shooting, the second in less than a week. This time at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado, where a gunman killed 10 people, including an 11-year veteran police officer. Authorities taking a suspect into custody.
The first thing I want to say is I want to say our hearts of this community go out to the victims of this horrific incident. We know of 10 fatalities at the scene, including one of our Boulder PD officers by the name of Eric Talley. Officer Talley responded to the scene, was the first on the scene, and he was fatally shot.
Police initially responding to a report of shots fired in the parking lot of King Soopers. Law enforcement seen swarming the building. Authorities saying the suspect allegedly used a long gun. A motive is still unclear. We'll have continuing coverage on abcnews.com.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Thank you for joining us for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.